Well, there was some sort of validation issue, and then they revalidated, and then it said my card was, or my deck was 39 cards, and then I added a despise. So we'll have to see during sideboard what happened to my deck, but that was weird. All right, so we're gonna play first, and I think our deck's slightly different, but I'm not exactly sure what it cut for the despise. Certainly keeping this hand though. This is a good one. I definitely like knowing what we have to deal with on turn one. Can be really nice. Dig through time Destructor Dragon. Well, we're gonna. I don't really care about Kintry Warden whatsoever, so let's just hate a Destructor Dragon, I guess. Dig through time and Kintry Warden, huh? Dig through time's a good one. Is he gonna play Kintry Warden Beats? I think I can accept that. I mean, Kintry Warden's actually not terrible against us since we've got some fatties that we'd like to regen. Or fatties we'd like to get through, and he can just regen. So, guess he's got that going for him. I wonder what it cut from my deck when it revalidated. Hopefully not something super important. I'm actually a little bit surprised I didn't realize Executioner Haruspex got some good value, actually. You play the Haruspex, and I think I'm actually going to hardcast the Haruspex too, because then I can just play Executioner and draw a card into Tasigur. It's pretty awesome. I mean, technically, I could play Executioner now into Tasigur, but I kind of want the extra. I want the Haruspex value. So we got to hardcast it. Probably bluffing, but I'll take it. No plays. Well, let's get in with the Haruspex first, I guess. See what we got to deal with here. All right, let's play the Executioner, draw our card. I mean, I don't see Executioner getting any better while Kintry Warden's out there. And at least we get to draw the card off of it. All right, found our blue mana, so I guess that's good for our eventual Sagu Mauler. And next turn we actually get to play Backwater and play one of our Delve guys too, which is nice. Douse and Gloom for a Skuldkin seems fine at some point. I think for now we're just going to go Backwater Tasigur. Although, yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're delving our, kind of using our delve fuel a little bit needlessly, I guess, because of the, but if I draw a Sagu Mauler, I'd like to be able to hardcast my Sagu Mauler. That would be ideal. So let's play the Backwater. Let's get a Tasigur out there. And then pass. So we're playing against Temur, I'm guessing, by the Skuldkin. I mean, could play a red mana and just kill my Haruspex, but whatever. Takes him some mana and to do it. All right. Not overly concerned about a morph at the moment, especially considering we've got Douse and Gloom in hand. Let's see, we've got 6 mana, so I could kill morph, but then I can't play Mandrills. But he'd be able to unmorph next turn, so I think we will kill it. Could be a flock too, but even if it's a flock, I still get to attack with both my guys. 1,000 wins. Well, turns out it was a little bit better than Monastery Flock. All right. Pretty good shape. I do wish I had the extra mana so I could use Tassiger, but whatever. No attacks this time. 3 cards in my opponent's hand, you say? Well, I've got an idea then. Let's do a little bit of secreting. Water Whirl, perhaps? Which you would have used anyway. We still get to follow up with Tassiger, even if it is Water World. Dig Through Time. Well, that makes more sense. Any way you slice it, he's losing some cards here. Awaken the Bear and another Skuldkin. We lose Bitter Revelation and Bloodsucker, both of which would have been actually pretty good. But let's go ahead and swing in with Tassiger. Not going to trade a Haruspex for a Skuldkin. Does not seem worth it. Then we'll get Mandrills out there. Guess I could have left those for Tassiger, but I'm not going to be needing Secret anymore. And I guess Bitter Revelation would have been actually an okay one for my opponent to return. But certainly not not over by any stretch of the imagination. He just got to dig through time, so he's digging for something, right? Tusked Classidon. Actually a pretty good one for him right here. We do have Rite of the Serpent in our deck, though, so still have some options at our disposal. Sultai Flare's not bad. I feel like we want to use Tassiger. Because I just feel like Flare doesn't quite advance us enough. Although all we have to do is connect with 2 guys. 7 mana. 2 3-drops in my yard. Either of which are pretty... Yeah, well, let's Tassiger. Even if he returns Angler, it's really not that bad for us. It's just going to be another threat. I mean, the advantage of playing Flare is if my opponent has nothing, it's good for us, but I think since he dug through time, there's probably a pretty decent chance he's got something. I mean, another thing is, if I play the Flayer and he doesn't play a creature next turn, if I swing with the team, he gets to block Haruspex, block Tassiger, possibly have like a Force Away or some removal, and then he only takes 3 and he cripples me pretty good. Whereas now, at least I can play some maybe a couple threats next turn if I draw land. All right. All right. Well, let's play a couple threats here and then pass. So we'll go Angler. I'd rather get the Bloodsucker back, so I'll leave that one. All right. If I mill 2 lands with Tasker, we straight up just get Bloodsucker back, which means I can win without attacking my opponent, which is good. Definitely good. Definitely the option I would prefer. All right, starting to swing, which presumably means he drew a creature. Let's see which one it is. No creatures. Land. What's Tassiger pre-combat? I kind of want to see what I get. Probably gives me Parapet, I guess, which is actually still okay. So I could use Tassiger again, or I can get the Parapet out now. If I swing team and he's got something, he'll block Tassiger, kill it. Possibly bounce one of these. Still take some damage. Maybe I do want to go for the attack here. Because if I get through with either of these, he's in a position where Archer's Parapet's going to take him out pretty quick. Plus, he still has to worry about Angler. Otherwise, I could wait another turn. My opponent maybe still draws something. Although, if I attack with everything and he has Water World, then I'm in pretty rough shape. I'm not in enough danger where I think I need to make any sort of risky plays. So let's just drop a Parapet and then pass. All right. Well, looks like next turn is going to be this sort of moment of truth turn. So he would have been able to block Tasker, block Sultai Flare. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't attack because that would have been pretty bad for us. Whisper's not all that good either. Let's Tassiger pre-combat again. Guess if he gives us Right of the Serpent, it's pretty nice. He did give us Right of the Serpent. All right, so are we ready to swing team yet? Probably, huh? Let's swing team. Although he's got the 5 mana for this. Maybe we just swing Angler. Because if I swing team, he gets to go Skuldkin, Flare, possibly unmorph, kill Mandrills, and kill Tassiger. So I think Angler is actually the safe one. No cards left in my opponent's hand. Yeah, because I don't know what this unmorph is. So I feel like if I can't deal with the morph, if it's like a 4/5, or a 5/5, because we did pass a Pine Walker too. I almost want a Tassiger first. I don't really need Whisper of the Wilds. But then I can't use Parapet, which I do kind of want to use. But card seems more important than 1 life, since he's in top deck mode. Especially if I get this Bloodsucker back. I'm going to Tassiger. It's going to give us the Archer, probably. Did give us the Archer. All right. I do have to be conscious of how many cards I have left in my library, because I've been using quite a bit. So we're not going to be able to ping our opponent this turn, but we are generating pretty good card advantage, and we have a Right of the Serpent for next turn, which seems pretty good. If I draw another land, I can even Right of the Serpent plus Tassiger. Not necessarily in that order. Still has not unmorphed. He's already used his 1,000 wins, though. I can't imagine it's a second 1,000 wins. Let's just kill his morph. I feel like, even though we don't get the token, I want to know what that morph is. Oh, that's too bad. So he's going to be able to kill our Tasker, I guess. Oh, so my opponent can only cast it during their turn, though. They can't just cast it, because it's still a sorcery. So it doesn't say you can cast it as though it had flash. Okay. Well, in that case, we still get to swing with Tasker and Mandrills, not Flare. Although, well, let me think. He blocks Flare. He chumps Tasker. He takes 4. Yeah, at this point, that's fine, because we have the Parapet, so we'll just, he's going to eat a Flare, but whatever. To me, getting in the 4 damage is definitely the priority here. Oh. That's not what I was expecting. All right, now we just pass. We've got him with Parapet, I'm pretty sure. Don't need to show him any more spells. So he's got Right of the Serpent, which he can cast for free to kill Tassiger. We'll still use Parapet. Main phase Ethereal Ambush. A bit surprised. So now he'll get to use Rite of the Serpent on our Tassiger, most likely. But we're going to drain him out with this Archer's Parapet. And we get to gain some more life too, which is pretty good. If I attack with Flare, he gets to just double block. So I think at this point we'll go on the... He already knows about the Archer, so I guess I'll cast that. We'll do a Parapet. Maybe just play the Rats too, whatever. Yep, alright. Looks like we got him. So attack with everything. He doesn't really have great blocks, although he can use this to give indestructible, which is pretty good. So swing everything. He's got to go block, eat, but he gets to return a manifest spell to his hand too. It's pretty nice. Still think I swing team. Follow up with Grizzly. So he blocks Sabertooth Flare, bounces a manifest after blocking, block a Rats and an Archer. So he gets a spell back. Man, he's getting good value. Unfortunately, that second Savage Punch was pretty savage for him. I didn't realize I was going to have to play so many spells out. So I guess we swing team, play Grizzly, but then we lose Flare, we lose Rats. He gets a spell back in hand. That's not even good. It's honestly not even good. I don't even have a good play here anymore. I guess I can attack with Rats and at least force him to use Sabertooth to return a manifest. Which I guess is okay. Because of all the creatures to lose, I guess I'd prefer to lose the Rats. Alright, let's swing Rats, play Grizzly, pass. This way he'll at least lose a manifest and we'll be up on creatures. I mean, I could also not swing and just play Grizzly. But I'll trade a Rats for... Well, the manifest goes back to his hand, though. Which I don't like. I'm just going to play Grizzly. I don't like attacking there. I don't like it at all. If we can get up on creatures, so if he doesn't top deck a creature here, at least we can win. I just think attacking into that just seems like a mistake. Let's make him draw a creature or a removal. Ooh, that was a good draw. Maybe we don't have to show him the Mauler. He can actually block, bounce if it's a spell. All right, let's see what it was. It's just a couple lands, so I'm still glad I didn't attack last turn. I don't think that would have panned out nearly as well for me. Played the patient game, and it paid off, so that's good. Opponent's deck is not hyper aggro. It looks like good value, though. A lot of good rares. I gotta be conscious of that stupid spell catcher. He's got dig through time. He's got 1,000 wins, so his morphs are quite powerful and definitely need to die as soon as I see them. Don't have a lot of. Well, Despise is gonna be good though. Despise is actually really good in this match for his rares. Um, Everything else probably seems fine. We don't have much of a sideboard. Naturalize, feed the clan sort of stuff. Boom keg maybe, but not likely. No, I think we're good. Let's try this again. I do have to slightly speed up though. That was only game one, and I used quite a bit of time. That is the unfortunate thing about our deck is it's a bit grindy. Oh, I didn't even look at what was missing from my deck. I forgot. I totally forgot. I blanked on that. Great looking hand to me. 2-drop, 3-drop removal, secret. Opponent mulligans. Keeps it 6 on the play. No 2-drop. Let's get Parapet out there. Could technically sack my Parapet to get the Executioner out there. Is that better? I don't know. Probably not. Well, maybe now. No, it's not. Sacrifice a creature to get a 3/1. Seems pretty awful. Guess we can secret. It's not very good right now, though. But it's certainly good if we top deck any of our Delve guys, so. Alright, let's secret. He gets pretty good value off this secret, by the way, but I think because we're running 4 Delve, it's probably worth it to just get the 3-man out of the way and do it. Savage Punch and Wetland Sandbar. Well, alright. I would say he's off blue mana if he's played consecutive forests. I definitely want to get a morph, I'll tell you that much. Oh, man. Einok Guide's not an exciting one to kill. We lost a Sultai Flare and a Pine Walker, too, which is kind of a bummer. And he found his land, so, alright. Looks like we need some spells here. Unfortunately, just drawn... I mean, Merciless Executioner looks so terrible here. Executioner could still potentially be good. Maybe if I get it like a Dowson Gloom. But if I get a Dowson Gloom, I'd kill a Morph anyway. So maybe it's a moot point. Alright. Unfortunately, he's got multiple flyers. Let's see which one he chooses, though. He did choose Cons, so he's going for the ramp. Einok Guides. Or Frontier Siege is pretty cool. Alright. Opponent lose. You gotta draw some spells here. Unfortunately, just drawing a bunch of lands, but can't do anything about that, so accepting it. Alright, Tuscalocedon's gonna be tough, so I'd like one of my removal spells so I could either kill it or kill the Einok Guide and then kill the Tuscalocedon. Nope, just continue to draw lands, which is really disappointing and making me sad, but sometimes you gotta be sad when you play Magic. You can't do anything about it. Yeah, that secret ended up just hurting us really badly, unfortunately. It's always a disappointment whenever you mill yourself and you lose the good spells and then you just continue to draw more lands. It's always disappointing, but what can I do? I have to unhappily accept and take a big 6-point damage hit for reasons I don't want to, but I can't do anything about it. So unhappily accepting, and we'll see if we can't start drawing some spells here. That would be nice. So he's going to have an unblockable guy too. Yeah, well, at least it's something I can play this time, so guess we'll play it. So he's just going to find a Savage Punch and then kill our Angler and then get in for 10. So I'm going to be forced to chump block the Tuscalocedon. Then during my turn, hopefully I draw like a... well, at this point, I don't know what I can draw to get out of it. I think we just unfortunately had that bad distribution where we draw, what was it, 5 consecutive lands or something awful, awful, awful like that. So just one of those bad distributions that cost us really a ton in the end. But all I anticipate happening is Savage Punch, kill Angler. I'm forced to chump block. I'll take unblockable damage. I got to come up with some solution to come back in this game that currently eludes me. So I don't know what it's got to be. Maybe Rite of the Serpent, something like that. Hey, big surprise. Did not see that coming. All right, Sagu Archer, which unfortunately is just not very good in this spot, but how much mana do I have? 8. So I guess I can play it Morph and hope my opponent's scared, which seems extremely unlikely, but don't have any choice. Forced to accept. Nope, completely fearless in his attacks, so... does a 2/5 do anything for me? No, I don't think so. So I think we block and hope to draw Rite of the Serpent. I really can't afford to take 6 when my opponent's got an unblockable creature. It just seems like there's a point of no return, and it would rapidly, rapidly approach if I did that. So Bloodsucker also not very good, although I guess it would have been good if I had the Archer, but don't know what to say. Still in a pretty bad spot, unfortunately. Just chump blocking for days while we hope to find something. I don't know if I'm going to bring in Naturalize for Frontier Siege. It just doesn't seem worth it. This game's over. I might as well concede at this point. There's really just no hope for recovery. Too many awful draws, unfortunately. So really hoping to draw better in game 3. That would be nice. Yeah, Despise. That's good. Yeah, might as well see what our opponent's got in his hand. Doesn't matter. More creatures. Well, learned about something. So I guess that's good. Our opponent already knew we were rocking Despise, so got that going for us. Maybe our opponent's got secret plans. Maybe that justifies the Kin Tree Warden. All right. Could not be more dead. Extremely unhappy with our draws that game. Really hoping to draw better in game 3, but that is up to Magic. So let's... I don't think I'm going to bring in Naturalize for a Frontier Siege, and he's not really aggro, so I don't care about Feed the Clan. Now, let's just try this again. And he's got unblockable stuff, which is going to be a big issue, but whatever. Let's go to the next game and draw better. So no green mana. This hand, I think, is going to lose us the game if we don't immediately draw green. So I think I'm going to mulligan, as much as I loathe to mulligan. All right. This is actually a very good hand, so happy with this one. We at least get to go Whisper into Haruspex, which is decent. Oh, it's not bad either. Typhoid Rats, not too bad either, actually. I think we're still getting the Haruspex. Oh, I guess we can do both, huh? All right. Can Douse and Gloom his first morph, too, which is nice. Kind of don't want to unmorph yet. But it is extra damage. But I'm not going to, because I think he's going to be more scared to block if I have the 5 mana available to me. And we do have to pretend like our morph is at least something that he can't deal with. Angler, that's pretty good. So I play Secret, and then I still have to pay more mana than I have, but it's certainly the right play here. So let's get in first, because he's going to use any spell regardless of whether I Secret or not. All right, now we'll Secret. Next turn we can Angler. Actually, 1 mana short too, which is kind of a bummer, but it's all right. So he loses Island Savage Punch. We lose Pinewalker Swamp. No plays still, which is very surprising. Tasigur. Well, that's probably a better one than Angler, although Angler's bigger. I don't have to delve as much for Tasigur, though, which I like. So let's get in once again. Actually, I probably want to Angler. The reason I want to Angler is he's running Tusk Colossadon. So my thoughts are that Angler can attack into Colossadon as well as the Typhoid Rats, and if he wants to trade, guess I'd like to get Pinewalker back the most with the Tasker if it comes to it. But yeah, Angler can at least trade with Tusk Colossadon, which we know he's got. That's interesting. So he didn't ambush. So he does still fear the morph. I guess that's good. But I'm surprised he didn't do it for the Typhoid Rats at least. Oh, okay. So now he's gonna Savage Punch our Gurmag Angler. That's a bummer, but whatever. I think the biggest bummer is I can't unmorph. I should have used my Whisper, and then I could unmorph Grim Haruspex for this, so then I could draw the card, but now I can't. Which does, in fact, suck. Really bad. So, misplay on my part there for sure. Definitely a bad play on my part, but bad plays happen. I accept it. Alright, let's get in with Morph plus Rats. Maybe trades Manifest for Rats, and that way we can Haruspex. Yeah, and still play Tasigur. So I feel like he does. That's interesting. Alright, still don't want to show him Haruspex, because he kind of fears our Morph at the moment, so we'll just get our damage in, play Tasigur, and pass. One land, or one card rather, left in our opponent's hand, which is good news. So I guess I could leave up. I could leave up Haruspex again at the cost of another Delve card out of our yard, but I feel like I'd still rather get Pinewalker back than the Angler, but I'm not sure on that one. Oh wait, I couldn't play Tasker and do Haruspex, right? No, I don't think I could. Oh, I see how I could have done it. I could have tapped 4, delved away both, gotten Ferocious, but then I still wouldn't have been able to. No, that doesn't work. All right, Morang, Prowler, but can't block, so I guess that's good news. One card left in our opponent's hand. We do have access to Rite of the Serpent now as well, which is very nice. I don't think I want to use Rite of the Serpent. I'm going to save that for something more intimidating. I do have 6 mana though, so I can play Bloodsucker. Let's get Bloodsucker out there. Swing with these 3. Actually, we'll leave our Morph back this time, so we'll get in with Tasker and the Rats. See if he's willing to trade, and that way we can flip up Haruspex, draw a card. So that was a reason to not tap pre-combat, I guess, but I'm still okay with how this is going to pan out. So we'll draw our card, we'll get rid of a dude, play a Palace, pass the turn. Still have the Rite of the Serpent for something. 1,000 wins. Tuscalocedon. All that nonsense. Doesn't have 7 mana to flip it, even if it was a whatever. Get in with these 2. Don't want him to trade off a Haruspex. I'm willing to sacrifice a Whisper to the Bloodsucker. I actually don't need it anymore. Although I guess it does get us to Rite of the Serpent mana. I think I still probably sack the Whisper. All right. Concession. Not sure why, but I accept. So got it. Definitely a tight match. We'll see you in round 2.